Hello guys. Today topic is I do not care if you have cancer. My child deserves your seat. This encounter happened about 7 months ago. I do not want to insult your intelligence, because you most likely already know what M and me stands for. But I should say that EK in this story stands for embarrassed kid and OG stands for old gentleman, 60-some-year-old guy. The kid was very polite and sorry, so this story isn't about him. Also, I'm translating this into English, so bear with me. A little backstory. About a year ago, I was diagnosed with a cancer of the nasal cavity, stage 2. The tumor was quite large, but thankfully benign. Edit. People have pointed out I formulated this wrong. By benign, I wanted to shorten the fact it still did not spread into other tissue. Thus it was still contained, which is what I thought the word meant. I apologize for my gaps in knowledge. To get it removed, I first had to undergo aggressive chemotherapy to make it smaller. Thanks to the chemo, I had severe alopecia, hair loss, which made most of my hair and even eyebrows and eyelashes fall out. At some point I had to go bald, but I wore a wig, because I didn't want to look like a skinhead neo-Nazi. I'm 6 feet 4 inches and pretty muscular, so I thought people would assume. So once, after a long chemo session in the hospital, I took the bus home. There's only one bus that goes from the hospital to where I live, so I took that one only to see it was absolutely packed. I felt like shit thanks to the chemo, so I asked a middle-aged dude to let me sit. He was very understanding and gave me his spot without complaining. If you're reading this, thanks bro. 2 stops later, enter M, a lovely whale with an I demand a parley with the CEO haircut and a 12-some-year-old kid. It took her roughly 5 seconds to see the bus was packed, start looking for a free seat, spot me and start marching, or, in her case, trying to fit in the aisle between the seats while shoving others aside, to me. When I saw her, I knew I was screwed. She then stood next to me and decided to talk to me. This is the conversation that followed. M. Hey, could you let my kid sit down? Me. You mean me? M. Who else? Me. Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm on my way from the hospital and M. Cutting me off. So are we. Nonsense. The stop was a few kilometers away from the hospital. My boy just broke his leg and we're coming straight from the ER. Her kid was standing next to her, without any support, clearly embarrassed. Me. He's standing next to you completely fine. M. Look here, boy, I am 21 yo. My kid deserves to sit down. Me. Look madam, I'm sorry, but I just got back from a chemo session in the hospital and I need to sit down and rest. I then moved my wig a bit to let her see my bald head. M then straight up started yelling in my face. M. Stop making excuses and get off the F and hash at ing seat uf at dollar and ing skinhead piece of s asterisk asterisk t. At this point, I was baffled. I didn't know what to say. The kid was trying to make his mother stop and we had the attention of the whole bus. She then grabbed me and tried to yank me from my seat. I held on tight and thankfully didn't fall off. Now, enter Og, my savior. Og. Will you shut the F and hashtag K up you dumb cow? M. WHO do you think you're talking to? Og. With ice-cold voice. Stop assaulting other passengers or I will be forced to step in. Also, every dumb moron could see that the dude has cancer. M. No, he's just AF and at hashtag ING skinhead. Og. He's got no eyebrows you twat. Seems like that really offended M. Because she spun around on the spot and threw a falcon punch in OG's face. I was shocked and in disbelief. The whole bus was flabbergasted and the kid probably wished he'd never been born. Og then said something unbelievable and a golden, sweet karma moment followed. Og. Okay, that does it. Harassing passengers on the bus, physical assault against a passenger and now assaulting an officer. You're in deep trouble lady. Og then pulled out a badge and told her to stay where she was. Then he pulled out his phone, called someone and told her she was being arrested. I couldn't believe it. Og was a bloody cop. At this point, M was as white as a wall. The bus had just come to a stop, so she decided she'd make a run for it, but other passengers blocked her way. She then also got charged with resisting arrest thanks to this. 3 stops later, a police car was waiting for the M and EK. EK told me he was sorry for his mother's behavior and I felt really sorry for the kid. He wasn't a bad child, but his mother was a hellspawn. Og then talked to me and asked me if I wanted to press charges, to which I gladly said yes, took a statement, and thankfully was kind enough to let me solve everything on the phone, so I didn't have to come to the police station for questioning. In the end, M got some jail time. I think it was a few months, and some community service. I, in return, got a good story to tell and the sweet taste of instant caw. RMA. Right now, I'm riding the same bus home, as I just got back home from the hospital after a checkup, which reminded me of this. A friend, who's sitting next to me, told me I should post it here. He, as much as myself, also couldn't believe that such people exist, but it seems I proved it to him. I should also note that the surgery went well. I was declared cancer-free in November and my hair is slowly returning. Also, I don't need to wear a wig anymore. Second story. EK sexually assaults my daughter. Finds out the hard way she's been taught to take care of herself. So this is my second story. Little background: I am a Iraqi war vet and I believe in teaching the women and girls in my life to defend themselves with impunity. So at the very young age of 4 I have been teaching my child to defend herself. Story time. I am at work one day and I get this call from my daughter's school. I go outside to answer the phone and the convo goes like this: Cast. Me. Terminator P. Principal P. Hello Terminator, I need you to come pick up baby Terminator me. Can I ask what this is about? P. Yes, your child has been in a fight and needs to leave the school premise me. What do you mean she's been in a fight? What happened? I mean she wouldn't just pick a fight P. Well, from what we can tell, EK was running up behind her and grabbing her butt. She apparently warned him to stop and when he wouldn't knocked him out cold me. So I am confused what is happening to the boy then. P. Well, your daughter seems to be the aggressor and we need her to leave and she is gonna be suspended now. My child at the time lived with my ex-wife and I had heard from THRX that my kid was having an issue with this boy for a while now and I knew my daughter had gone through many times telling on him to no resolve. I also knew that he had been told many times by teachers to stop and hadn't. Me. Wait, so nothing is gonna happen to the boy who has been sexually assaulting my daughter for X amount of time? P. Well, Mr. Terminator, she did strike him once and knocked him out. She needs to learn violence is not the answer. She needed to bring it up to the attention of a teacher. Me. Okay, so what I am hearing is your school is saying it's okay to sexually assault a girl and that the girl in question needs to just be a victim of assault over and over again or be punished. Is that about the gist of it? Now I hear silence as the principal mulls over what I have just said. I can tell they are trying to justify this weak tea bullshit. I compose myself. Me. So here's what's gonna happen next. You can either punish both or punish NONR of them. Because I promise you the last thing you want is me and my dress A's and TV reporters showing up and blasting your whole school over this. Now I can understand that her punching this brat is unacceptable. But what I will not take, and neither will she, is him not being punished as well. Do I make myself clear? P. Silence. Me. Also, why are you calling me and not her mother? P. Well, Mr. Terminator, she told us to call you. Me. You listen to me and listen good. I swear to you and God I will not put up with this. I demand a meeting with you, her teacher and this boy's family. If I can't make it, my ex-wife will. If this isn't resolved to my liking, I will bring a holy hell upon this whole stickhouse you've built. Do you understand me? P. Yes sir. Me. Good. Call my ex, let her know the time and date. We will coordinate from there. I hang up and call my ex. She agrees with me and I go back to work. About a work week later there is a meeting, but unfortunately I have work and my ex has to go in for me. From what I am told, this boy's family tries to play it off as boys will be boys, and tries to get my daughter expelled. There are times when I remember why I married my ex, and this is one of them. She proceeds to tell them that the last thing any of them want is me to get more involved than I already have, and that if I have to I will bring it all burning down. Every brick. Outcome was both were suspended for 4 days and the boy moved to a different class. And I never got a call like that again. Moral of the story: my kid's a badass and got a cake for sticking up for herself, and a lot of love on both ends of me and my ex.